Hello, everybody. Welcome to another interview with Jason and Justin. Today, we are talking to Naomi Grossman. Naomi, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I actually briefly met you in Cincinnati at a horror hound. I just walked up to you and I said, I really like your work.
Well, thank you. That's a fun show.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get back there. We had a good time.
I'm looking forward to it. It's back in March, and they have the screencast coming, and my daughter and I are losing our minds because we're going to get everything we can autographed.
So cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what I like to do is I like to pull something random off of people's IMDb's and ask them about it, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about your role as cheerleader on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh my God. If only I could go into IMDb and just curate the crap out of it. That started really as just a background extra role, and I was loud enough that they upgraded me to a principal. Although the role was really a throwaway. I think it was the pom pom incident, whatever that episode was. I was just cheerleading on Sabrina like you do.
Like you do. That's all. I mean, that's not a bad thing to get your first, even if it's a small role, first thing. Not bad. And what made you want to be an actress?
Oh my goodness. Well, my parents were really involved in all that is culture. We go to the the cinema and the ballet and the opera and the symphony and you name it. And I just always was sitting there in the audience wishing I were up there. And pretty soon I was. I got involved with children's theater and regional commercials and Father Dowling Mysteries and pretty much anything and everything that came out of Denver, Colorado, where I was from, which was great. I managed to get my SAG card at the ripe age of 15, but it also meant I was sort of done for in Denver until I could get out to a bigger market.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes it's, to me, it's sort of akin with being gay. It's like you can't pray the gay away. Like if I could have prayed the performer away, I would have. Believe me, this has not been a easy road to hoe.
Sure,
but I've had to hoe it.
Fair enough. We had excuse me, another Naomi on our cast recently, McDougal Jones, talking about Bite Me and her great experiences with the movie. Can you kind of talk about that and your role in the movie?
Yes. There were two of us. Actually, there were three of us. There was a
third Naomi?
Makeup artist named Naomi on set as well. It was so weird. It's a pretty unique name, so we're not used to that. And I'm not used to being number two. But no, Naomi McDougal Jones wrote a really fun, beautiful script, and with me in mind, no less. So I was so flattered when she asked me to play Chrissy, and we it was a really cool production. Almost, I want to say all of the production heads were staffed by women, which is also very unique. And so, it was a very kind of just nurturing, supportive, cool group. And of course, we shot it in New York. So you had the whole kind of New York theater actor faction, which was really fun. I'll never forget being on the day we did the Christian picnic, which the vampires crash. I remember looking out and seeing just Christians and vampires just fighting. They're totally oblivious to whether or not the cameras are rolling. They're just acting to the back row, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Awesome. So I had a coworker ask me to ask you two questions, and she was very excited when I told her who I was interviewing. Obviously, these questions are about your role on American Horror Story. So my friend Jesse asks, which season of American Horror Story was your favorite to work, and why?
To work would be Freak Show. because we shot that in New Orleans on location, and that's, you know, infinitely more interesting than, you know, my home in LA. You know, so we were all living together in a kind of freak dorm, you know, basically. It was like, you know, Dandy's cooking tonight. You know, we would go to this clothing optional country club to watch the episode every Wednesday, which that's an experience. Getting naked with the freaks and watching yourself on TV while the bar is just like plying you with drinks because, you know, you're amazing entertainment on screen and off.
Right.
It was, I mean, besides my role was that much better. You know, I had a lot more to do. I mean, in every way, freak show all the way.
What was it like putting the prosthetics on? How long did that take?
That took about 2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, although I will say in the freak orgy in episode 1, they actually had a full body, like a man boobs to lay on me. And that was a full 6 hours.
Yeah, because
were you losing your mind every day? I mean, that's a lot to do every day. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot.
I mean, I was just happy to be there. Let's face it, like
that's fair.
No, but I mean, seriously, people ask that, and yet I'm like, like at your job, do you get to just like show up, put on a robe, order breakfast, lay back, take a nap? Like, that's my job. So when people are, I mean, that's the first part of the job anyway. So when people are like, I'd be losing my mind, I'm like, I'd be losing my mind, like doing data entry or you know, or dentistry or selling houses or whatever it is that you do. So no, I found the line back in a bathrobe pretty easy, actually.
Fair enough.
Well, Ryan Murphy is now up there with like J.J. Abrams and some of the best of television. What's it like working with him?
I mean, I mean, he's a genius. And then, of course, he surrounds himself with other geniuses. I mean, and everybody's like the Ryan Whisperer. You know what I mean? It's like everyone knows the vision, and they are just all about like, how can we best, achieve that vision to the best of our ability. I mean, everybody from the guy pulling the tent to make it look windy, even he is the best wind puller in Hollywood. Like it's really remarkable, just the talent on that set. You know, not just the talent, but you know, everybody is at the top of their game. And you know, Ryan's at the top of that.
One of the things I really like about American Horror Story, and American Horror Stories, the drive-in episode that you were in, was fantastic. I love the concept of that show. Doing this, each episode is a different story. But American Horror Story feels to me like going to see your favorite theater troupe, because you guys reuse the cast, and I like that. I like being able to, and he doesn't reuse the same people in every season, but he knows when to bring the right people back and mix it well. And that's one of the things I like about that series. You can always count on certain things to be there, and that's fun. But yeah, back to Bite Me. When is that coming out? On the 4th?
So the 8th.
The
8th. The 4th is today.
It is today. It is. I realized when I said
no, you can pre-order it now on iTunes and iTunes and Apple TV. But on the 8th, it's on Apple Play and Amazon.
Nice. And I got just one follow-up question, and then I'm sure Justin might have another one. But you written and produced some shorts, comedy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for a long time, I wasn't being cast in a traditional way. You know, it took a while for Naomi to have me in her head to write this movie. So I, when I was let go from the Groundlings, which is a comedy theater here in Los Angeles, where a lot of big comedians come from. Like, for a while, that was just sort of like this SNL factory. And I really had in my sights were set on SNL. And it never occurred to me that I'd be here talking to you about AHS. But, different acronym, but hey, we got to the same place. Yeah, but when I was, let go, and when I say that, it sounds very like, whoa, what happened there? That's normal, by the way. Like, Groundlings is one of those places where, like, anyone who was ever funny ever in their high school goes there. And then, so there's this huge pool of moderately funny people, and then slowly kind of works its way up. And I was there 6 years. So I got to the top of the pyramid by the end, but then at the very end, I did indeed get the boot. I want to say of the 14 in our cast, only 4 survived that particular vote. And even then, of those 4, only 1 actually ended up becoming a Groundling, and she went on to SNL. So anyway, when I got the boot, I thought, well, gee whiz, just because I can't perform my sketches on Melrose doesn't mean I can't perform them on the World Wide Web. So that's what I did. I kind of just got creative and found some fellow funny friends and a camera, and we got to work. And I'm just really thankful that I live in this day and age where that we can do that. We're not at the mercy of some theater on Melrose.
Yeah, I love the titles of some of these as I'm reading it on the IMDb. It's fantastic. Where can people find these shorts?
Mostly YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, Vimeo. Yeah, if you look me up, they're there.
Justin?
So in Bite Me, it kind of delves into the vampire culture and stuff. Was that a fun thing to learn about? That was a whole new thing to me. After talking to other Naomi, right? I learned about it, all that on Tuesday, but it was cool to hear about. Did you learn anything about that?
I didn't know anything about it either. I mean, it's a whole subculture of people who claim to get their energy from blood, but I believe it, honestly. Like, I don't, but I know, having survived this pandemic, that I get my energy from other people. So, like, I am feeding right now, and I went hungry for a lot of 2020. So the fact is, I do believe that we all get our energy in different ways, and I don't know. I feel like that is sort of one of the themes of this time in which we live. Like, there's one of everybody out there. You know what I mean? Like, there's heterosexuals, homosexuals, pansexuals, sapiosexuals, and everything in between. Why wouldn't there be people that get their energy from blood? You know what I mean? Like, well, why not?
Yeah, you're not hurting anybody. Yeah, Godspeed.
No, exactly. That's the point. They're not hurting anybody.
Naomi, I never thought we'd interview one Naomi. We got 2 in a week, and that's fantastic.
Why don't you talk to the makeup artist? I mean, why stop here?
I would
just a Naomi podcast. Just a whole.
You've been on my wish list, so when they sent over your name, I was very happy because you're one of my favorite actresses on that show, American Horror Story. And like I said, you were really nice when I met you briefly at Horror Hound. And Justin and I both want to thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. It's been an absolute delight. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
Where can everybody find you online?
So I'm at Naomi W. Grossman on all platforms, verified, so you know it's me. But also, yes, check out my YouTube for all those shorts that we talked about. My TikTok, I'm doing all kinds of idiotic things. A little shorter, TikToks are like 15 seconds, so it's a little shorter than the shorts. But yeah, keeping creative always.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much, everybody out there. Follow us at 3 Geeks Podcast. Follow me at 3 Geeks J. We will see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.